everyone, and welcome to our first educational video dedicated to launching campaigns and making profits with Adsterra. This video was made specifically for those who are going to run their first campaigns on our traffic or want to improve their results for the running campaigns. My name is Geller. I'm a CMO at Adsterra. Today, I'm going to guide you through the process of launching campaigns and provide you with information about our ad formats and Adsterra overall. By the way, we have compiled even more helpful information for you. Follow this QR code or the first link in the description of this video to enjoy our tutorials, case studies, tips and insights. Here you will find a demo page showing our ad formats and a bunch of the most valuable articles from our blog. First, let me introduce Adsterra. Adsterra is a global advertising network founded in 2013 by a small group of experienced webmasters. Today, there are more than 250 people in the team. Adsterra operates worldwide, which means we have traffic from every possible geo in the world. Currently, we have around 21,000 direct publishers with clean, unique traffic and over 13,000 advertisers running their campaigns with us. We are extremely proud of our partner care approach, since each and every Adsterra's manager has completed our unique in-house partner care program. So naturally, we can guarantee 24 hours qualified support to the fullest. We sell our traffic on all payment models possible: CPA, CPM, CPC. We work with real-time bidding. Adsterra is the perfect choice for those who want to run VPN campaigns, add-ons, software, utilities, e-commerce campaigns, sweepstakes, binaries, and gambling offers. So if you're looking for direct, high-quality traffic, here we are. You can also gain access to top-performing offers through our own CPA network, which differs by risk-free, super-fast payouts, first-class offers and reputable advertisers, transparent payments, and dedicated expert managers, robust anti-cheat solutions. Let's move on. I'm going to tell you about Adsterra's ad formats. We have Popunders, social bar, native ads, classic banners, and vast video ads in our inventory. First and foremost, we are going to discuss the social bar. Social bar is fully customizable, and that's its key feature. The limit for customization is your own fantasy. We've tracked the CTRs on social bar ads and found out that the average one is from 10 to 30% higher than on web push ads. The high CTRs are also combined with legit CRs. Let me show you some of the social bar types. Here's the chat bar, which imitates the process of chatting with someone. This type is extremely converting for dating ads because it looks trustworthy. The other type is in-page push notifications. Basically, it looks like a system notification and it's made in the most native way for different operational systems, imitating the notification coming from the user's operating system of their browser. The last type on this slide is the most useful template for sweepstake offers. Just look at this gift. It right makes you want to click and check it out. As for the other templates, we've also got the video bar. As you can see, it imitates a pre-roll ad in a small square on the publisher's website. You can add a part of your video advertising clip into this type and gain more video ads impressions by scaling them with the video bar. And the last but not least is the custom banner, which can be fully customized, as I had mentioned earlier. This particular one is for the gaming campaign, and as you can see, it looks quite fresh for the user. That's why it has a higher CTR than that of an average banner. Moving on, the other ad type is Popunders or pop ads. It appears when the user clicks on a particular space on the publisher's website. Popunders are our first ad format. That is why they have the highest volumes, while social bar ads are scaling as well. Popunders guarantees you full screen space for your creativity. It allows you to play with your pre-renders and add as much information as possible to help users complete a conversion. The next ad format is native ads. As you can see on this publisher's website, native ads imitate actual content. That's why they are called native. And a lot of our advertisers use native ads in order to scale their Popunder campaigns and gain more traffic volumes. The next ad format is VAST, or video ads. While a video player is implemented on the publisher's website, users can click on the play button and the net will be shown before the video content. And finally, banner ads, known to each and every one. Classic banner ads placed on publishers' websites. Since we're finished with the ad formats, let's talk about our platform. When you start working with Adsterra, you can choose between running campaigns on a self-serve platform or with a manager. I need to mention that some of our ad formats are available with the managed service only. These are banner ads and video ads. The other ones are available for self-service launch. When you go with self-serve, bear in mind two things about campaign testing. If you choose a CPA model, our system will charge your campaign on a CPM basis during the test period. The budget depends on the geo you have selected, yet the minimum deposit to start is $100. No matter which way you go, self-serve or managed, you can always rely on our support team's help and assistance. Simply click on the intercom button, which is placed in the bottom right corner of your account, and shoot a message. Pay attention to the Traffic Chart tab, where you can check traffic volumes and recommended prices. If you are an affiliate marketer, look into the offers wish list, where we've placed the offers that work best with our traffic. You can also contact your manager and ask about further details and recommendations. Now let's complete all steps, which lead to the first campaign launch. The first step is setting up your Postback. Just go to the Tracking tab, then to Conversion Tracking, and you'll be redirected to the Postback setting page. So right now, we are on the Conversion Tracking page, where you can set up your Postback. First, you'll need to choose your Postback type, which is a must for CPA campaigns. The simple one is for the campaigns where you simply shoot your conversions. The simple Postback with payout variable is more appropriate for multi-geo CPA campaigns where every geo has its own payout. As for the complex Postback, it's used for the offers where you have payouts in currencies other than USD. But there should be only one currency for all campaigns launched. Once you've decided which Postback to go with, you'll need to choose a tracking system. Adsterra is integrated with several well-known trackers, such as Volume, Kitaro, Binom, etc. This means that for these trackers, you'll need to choose Adsterra as a traffic source on their site, where you can also find all the necessary parameters to configure the Postback. In case you work with some other tracker, choose Custom. By the way, make sure to check out the Freebies and Bonuses tab in your Adsterra's account, where you can find discounts and bonuses from your favorite trackers and services. Let's imagine that now we're working with Volume. By clicking the Generate Postback button, you'll get a Postback link which you'll need to implement in the tracker. Go to Volume, generate a tracking link, and check it at step 4. Make sure the tokens or parameters you are using are matched well. We're not going to get distracted by switching to the Volume account right now, so we will add the parameters manually after the ampersand. To do this, we'll simply add a parameter from Volume that tracks conversions, external ID, to the offer link, and also add our own conversion tracking parameter through equals character, which is sub-ID short action. It's shown here under the box for convenience. Once you're finished, click the Check URL button and make a test conversion. Here we're testing the link that you've provided. Once you complete the test, you'll see a success log below, which means that you are all set and ready to go. Let's head to the campaign creation page. First, you'll need to name your campaign. I'll name it Sweep Campaign 1, because why not, since I'm running sweepstakes right now. The first setting is connection type. When you're running carrier type of campaigns, for example carrier subscription offers, you need to pick 3G traffic. But in our example, we can go with all traffic. If by any chance you don't need any carrier traffic in your campaign, you can pick Wi-Fi only. After that, we define the pricing type. In our example, it is going to be CPM, and as you can see, you can also pick CPA or CPC. Then you need to pick the ad unit category. As I mentioned, we have some ad units only for managed users. On our self-serve platform, you can run a Popunder, native banner, in-page push, or social bar campaign. We'll go with Popunders. The next thing is the traffic type. At Adsterra, we have mainstream traffic and we also have niche traffic coming from different sources. In our example, we'll go with mainstream only. Then we'll need to add the tracking link. What's extremely important for CPM campaigns, don't forget to add placement ID tokens. This placeholder will help you to optimize your campaign in the future because you'll receive publishers' IDs via them, which you will need to form your blacklists, whitelists, and graylists. But we'll talk about that a bit later. Next, we have the device format. Let's go with mobile. By the way, pay attention to the landing preview block. As soon as you choose an offer and get ready to launch it, take a few screenshots. A screenshot of your pre-lander and a screenshot of the landing itself. Simply upload an image in the landing preview block and our moderation team will work their magic way faster while improving your campaign. The next step is choosing your target country. In our example, we'll go with the United States. As you can see, we also have minimum CPM and recommended CPM suggestions. Once we insert the price here, let's go with $1 CPM, you'll see expected volumes which are calculated based on the targeting. Now that we've added the country and set the bid, let's set up a total budget. I'm choosing unlimited because I'm totally sure that my campaign will rock. There are also several settings for the starting time of your campaign. You can schedule your campaign to be started on some particular date and time, or you can start immediately after verification. In case you need to change, modify, or review additional settings, you can keep your campaign inactive after verification. But make sure not to forget to activate it once you're finished with everything. We'll choose to start right after verification. Moving on with our targeting, we offer various types of targeting by operating system, browser's language, day of the week, and time range. In my case, I'll go with iOS only, because let's say that my landing page is optimized for iOS. It's extremely useful to adjust your creatives and landings to different operating systems. Don't forget about that once you start your campaigns. Now, capping and limits. Frequency capping is all about how many times your ad will be shown. Keep in mind that for higher frequency campaigns, you'll need to lower the CPM a little bit, because the more times you show your campaign to one particular user, the less interest this user might show to your ad. But for some types of campaigns, higher frequency works better, so it's always better to test it. Anyways, always start with 1 per 24 hours. You can also set up the limits based on impressions and budget limits. As I've mentioned, my total budget is going to be unlimited and I'll set up $100 daily as my budget. The last step here is advanced settings. You can set up a blacklist or a whitelist from the very beginning. If you have any particular IP range that you'd like to target, simply add it to the field and you'll target required IPs only. The very last setting, which is the most interesting one, is the custom bidding. It allows you to set up separate bids for separate placements. For example, I know that the best placement for me is the one with ID number 5822. That's why I'm going to make the bid on this placement a bit higher, because I need more traffic from it. Simply add the setting and we're done. By clicking Show More on the preview bar, you can recheck your settings in a shortened version. And once you submit your campaign, you can recheck everything once again. Click Submit and your request is sent to our moderation team. Since you already know everything about our ad formats, you know how to install a Postback, and you've created a campaign, let's discuss some tips and tricks which will help you run your campaigns way more successful. The first step is getting everything, and I mean everything, checked before starting the test. If you're looking for an offer to run, start with checking the Offers Wishlist tab, or request a wishlist from your account manager or our support team. At the very beginning, go with Popunders. Once your Popunder campaign is fully optimized, add social bar ads, in-page push notifications, native ads, and other ad formats we've got. If your campaign allows that, don't stick to one traffic type. Test mainstream campaigns like VPNs at all traffic type, for example. Our tests show that CR on our niche traffic for VPN campaigns is as high as on the mainstream traffic. And if you run some niche campaigns, try to test mainstream traffic as well with safe-to-work creatives, because some of our publishers allow showing a bit of niche content on their mainstream websites. If you're a newbie, don't start with multi-geo campaigns, because it's way harder to optimize your multi-geo campaign than a single geo one. If you can separate something, do separate it. As I mentioned before, you can also go with different campaigns for different operating systems. It's the most useful way to run the campaigns. If the geo you're targeting lacks impressions by chance, simply add the in-page push notifications and social bar ads at the very beginning in order to gain higher volumes and test everything properly. Don't forget that a large source needs a separate campaign in order to optimize them properly. If some particular source can send a large amount of impressions, simply add a whitelist campaign for that source with a separate budget for it, because otherwise it might ruin the results of your campaign and your budget will be overspent on that huge source. But by switching large sources to separate campaigns, you'll test everything properly and will be able to increase the results of yours. Always watch your budgets, because if your budget will be spent and your campaign will be paused by limits, you won't receive any traffic at all. Imagine how bad it will be during, let's say, the sales period. When you run Popunder campaign, keep in mind that it's best to have only the top converting pre-landers. If you want to develop something on your own, you can check what's happening on the market right now with sparse services, for example at Plexity. You can also run a split test of pre-landers. This option is only available for CPA campaigns. If you work with something that requires long-term conversion flow, for example binaries and gambling offers which need the deposits, you'll need to go with the CPM model. CPM is the best option when it comes to niche pay and fan sites, gambling, casinos, and betting offers, because you'll need a large amount of traffic volumes in order to start gaining deposits. It's also best to stretch your funds in order to run your campaigns for the long term, because deposits do not always come on the first day. The next thing is blacklists, whitelists, and graylists. When some source doesn't work for you, simply blacklist that source. But don't forget to retest your blacklist from time to time, because traffic changes and so do trends. It's a good practice to retest your blacklist with a minimum CPM once a month. As for whitelists, these ones are for the sources you enjoy the most. You can request the whitelist for your particular offer from your account manager when you run a CPM campaign. We do not recommend to start with whitelists from the very beginning, because you never know how the traffic is going to perform on your particular landing and with your particular offer. So if you start everything from the very beginning, run with full sources in your pocket. And as for the gray lists, when some source is a bit lacking on performance and it's like a so-so one, do not blacklist it. Go with an average bid and gray list this source instead with a separate price for this particular source. You'll get to keep the volumes in a larger amount by that, while being able to test everything properly and get the maximum results from all traffic. There are a lot of useful features on our self-serve platform, so don't hesitate to use them. Check traffic chart and traffic estimator. And also, once you see a source which converts for you, just use custom bid for that source. It will help you increase the volumes in the simplest and fastest way possible and get the very maximum from this particular source. Speaking about creatives, don't forget to change them from time to time, because when the user sees the same creatives over and over again, they stop paying attention to that particular creative. We have an in-house creative department which is more than ready to assist our advertisers. When we talk about social bar ads, you can request the creatives for CPC, CPA, and CPM campaigns. As for Popunders, we can make a split test with your pre-landers and ours that have proved their performance for the similar offers. Or you can go full speed with our landers. That's also an option. Keep in mind that we have a support department which is more than ready to assist you, and you also can request help from your account manager. If you need a blacklist or a whitelist, simply ask for that, and our team will prepare some for you. If you have any struggles with your campaign strategy, you can rely on us. Now let's discuss some verticals, or to be precise, tips and tricks for working with them. If you run utilities or VPNs, our strongest verticals, go with CPI or cost per trial flow, because those two show the fastest results and will allow you to gain the largest volumes from the very beginning. Don't hesitate to go with a split test. If you have pre-landers of your own, provide your manager with a direct link to your landing. That way we can run a split test by applying our pre-landers. Speaking of software, add-ons and browser extensions, those three perform better on CPA model. Go with the shortest conversion flow and enjoy the results in the very first days of your campaigns. As for the dating type of offers, mobile traffic is preferable, and speaking of conversion flow, it's better to go with SOI, because this will allow you to have a legit amount of traffic volume for proper testing. You can also request our pre-landers for your dating campaigns, because we always have something in our pocket. Crypto and gambling campaigns, binaries, pay sites and fan sites should be run on CPM only, because on this type of offers you need to gain the depositors and paid registrations, which need a pretty high amount of traffic volumes. You'll need to count on the long game when you run those types of campaigns, so carefully plan your budget in order not to spend it in the very first days. This type of offers performs better on Popunders and Social Bar. You can request whitelist and blacklist for this type of campaigns from your manager or our support team. When you work with binary type of campaigns, don't forget to set up a time targeting or a schedule for your campaign. Some call centers work on particular hours only, and if you run your campaign when the call center is not working, you'll simply waste all the traffic. The next thing is betting campaigns. Keep track of upcoming sport events and event calendar, because those periods are the best for running betting campaigns. The CTR increases, the traffic volumes do as well, all thanks to the streaming websites in our inventory. This type of campaign needs to be run on CPM model or on CPC, if you choose our Social Bar ads. And as for the Social Bar ads, you can request creatives from our in-house creative department. Now you know everything about Adsterra's ad formats. You've created the first campaign, set up the Postback with us, and also listened to some tips and tricks we have got for you. You are as ready as you can be. Thanks a lot for joining us today and for watching this video. Hopefully this information will be useful for you and you'll launch lots and lots of profitable campaigns with us. See you next time. Bye!